YouTube, what's going on, y'all? What's up with it?
We are back to talk to y'all, and we have a new special guest.
Westside Chewy, welcome.
We have a dog.
Say what's up. He don't make no type of faces or nothing. He just
No.
like this.
All the time.
All the time.
All right, so we are going to talk about something very important today. We
Yeah.
decided to start off a little light.
Right. Yeah, let's talk about this bombing that just happened in India at was either a Kingdom Hall convention, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sad, but
Man, we just saw it and we were like, that is crazy and that is very, very sad.
it is. So we'll just dive into it today. Not as much humor, unfortunately,
I
but
know.
let's get into it.
All right, so for those of you who don't know what happened, we have the article pulled up right here so that we don't get any of the facts wrong. But basically, they were at the convention when this happened, and it happened on Sunday, October 29th in Zamra International Convention Center. So that's in India, I believe.
Yeah.
It says that a former Jehovah's Witness has been detained on suspicion of setting off an explosive device that killed 3 people and wounded 50 others at a denomination gathering in southern India. So the suspect is now under arrest and everything. They have him detained. But we did want to talk about this because we just feel like as emotional as leaving a cult like this is, and as much as you don't agree, violence is never the answer. Okay,
Yeah, like that's gonna make stuff way worse for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Not just for you, but like I find it so sad because I think that when people leave a cult like this and realize that maybe they have been lied to and maybe their family is gone. I'm making up scenarios. I don't know exactly what happened with this former Jehovah's Witness,
Right.
but I'm just putting myself in his space, People don't know how to regulate their emotions or process their emotions.
Right.
And that's why I feel like even having an ex-Jehovah's Witness community is so important, because you have to know how to process these like negative emotions. You feel a lot of them at the same time, you know what I mean? But it's never to the extent where you feel like you have to go and kill and injure other victims. Like
Right.
in reality, these people are victims, you know what I mean, that are
Yeah.
at the Kingdom Hall or
Exactly.
at the convention. Like, these people don't know that they're in a cult. These people are following
What they feel like is right.
yeah,
Yeah.
like that's all that they're doing. You have to put yourself in the mind of how you felt as a Jehovah's Witness, like positive or negative emotions. If you were in it, then to some capacity you believe that it was the truth, you know what I mean? So
that's something to understand. It's hard to, because we just feel so triggered by even us being shunned bomb. It's like part of you is angry, but then at the same time it's like, this is a high power control group. These are professional manipulators. Like, these people are educated on how to,
brainwash.
Yeah, how to brainwash and how to psychologically just grab a hold of a person. So at the same time, it's understandable why the witnesses are so brainwashed. And then
Absolutely.
you think about all the emotions. It's like a wave of emotions you go through when you wake up. Like, it's parts of you. You might think you done got to this point, now you cool, but you might double back and be angry. Like, it's a time where you lost. It's a time where you are like, I'm cool. I can care less. I'm done. Then it's another part of you that can be like, bro, I'm pissed. I'm angry.
Yeah.
I got fadangled. My family is fadangled. Like, you go through so many emotions and
and
then
it comes back. It's not something that you work through at one time and then boom, it's gone forever.
Yeah.
Like, even us, whenever we get little reminders of like how things really are, those emotions come back. You know what I mean? It's not like it's just gone. It's something that you're going to be working through for a long time.
Right, you got to process this stuff.
Yes, but yeah, that's just what's so important about like healthy emotional processing of your emotions and of the information and how you're feeling at that moment. You can't just go off the deep end. And I think that a lot of people, when they're first feeling all these negative emotions, it's like you're depressed, and this guy probably felt like he was doing something, like
right. And he might even feel like, some people, I know when I first woke up, I was like, well, dang, what's real? So he might be like, he might not, like, all right, ain't no God, ain't no purpose of life. Like you never know what somebody's going through when they waking up. And then at the same time, it's like, I look at it, I don't agree, but I can understand why somebody would fly off the deep end, because I don't know what exactly happened. Everybody's story on how they leave is different, and I don't know how he was treated. I don't know if the elders like did some bad stuff to him. I don't know if he had a lot of childhood trauma with these people. I don't know what it is that sent this man, you know, off the deep end. None of us do, but at the same time, this is not how you go about it. But we understand like this stuff. This is not being a Jehovah's Witness. They used to always joke and say it's not normal, but they would make it. It's not normal in a good way. No, it's not normal in a terrible way. This is not a normal thing to go through.
No.
It's not too many people that can understand. For example, like
nobody understands. If you have never been a Jehovah's Witness or like been really close to the community, then you don't understand what it's like whenever you leave. You know?
Don't, and it's hard to explain this to people on the outside. And versus when you talk to somebody that's in it, it's like, oh, I know exactly what you're going through. And it was it was somebody off of here that reached out in the comments, and I talked to him on Instagram. Yeah. And he was chopping it up. He's like, basically, he was seeing this girl, dating this girl. He's not a witness. He didn't know much about it until he came across our videos, and her mom, like, kind of got her to go back to the hall. Oh, and he was like saying like it's so hard for him to explain this to people because they feel like, oh, she giving you the runaround, but it's like we can understand like, no, it's not. She might necessarily actually like you. I'm sure homie, shout out to bro that's gonna be watching this. She actually do like you, but the way that this cult is set up, it's hard to understand unless you actually 100% know how this stuff is.
Because even whenever you are a Jehovah's Witness and you're like starting to date, like whenever him and I started dating, we had backlash in a way from like both of our elders, really. You know, because I wasn't a pioneer and he wasn't a ministerial servant.
Yep, so I was newly reinstated, and it's like that's frowned upon, but.
Even with both people being in the religion. So you can only imagine like people being outside of the religion and you trying to start a relationship with one of them. Like that is super off limits. You're not even supposed to have friends outside of the religion, let alone somebody that you're dating.
Yeah, so it's sad. But a lot of us, we understand kind of what some of us had to go through with this transition, and everybody's story is different.
Yes, it's really sad. I think it's sad for all parties. I'm always kind of like the devil's advocate, and I kind of feel for the man as well, like the former Jehovah's Witness, because who knows what kind of mental torment he was going through to feel like he needed to do something like this. Right. And I really truly feel for the people that were unalived and wounded. Like 50 people that were wounded and like 3 people are no longer living anymore. That is sad.
It is.
And this was just because he didn't agree with the theology of Jehovah's Witnesses. I get it. We don't agree with everything either. But that is not the way to go.
The right answer is to slam the door in their face like they used to do us. No. But on a serious note, like, what's so sad is he took his anger out on the wrong people. Like, definitely not saying to take this out on the ones that's in control of this, but these people at the hall, like, they don't know no better. They they just lost in the sauce. The ones that's actually the evil people are the ones that's controlling or
the ones who know. Like, because I'm always so torn on like the governing body on if they truly believe what they're teaching or if
we had this conversation all the time. When we first woke up, that was something you had said. We
have this debate all the time.
I'm like, listen, for anybody that has this idea that maybe the governing body, they think they doing the right thing, what them bank accounts looking like?
I don't know, and you don't know either.
Oh, we know. We might not know the exact number, but we know how many digits, and it's more than 7, more than 8. So when you know for a fact you are making all this money and the friends got to take loans from you and pay it back. Yet if one of the friends are homeless, they can't be like, hey, brother so-and-so, you think I can? You better pray about it. That's going to be the answer. Or another thing, purposely putting out this message not to listen to apostates. What are you trying to cover up? So there's so many signs to show. The governing body, they know what they're doing. They run the business. They know that they corrupt. And the fact that the Crisis of the Conscience, that book was him saying, wait a minute, this ain't right, and them kicking him out and being like, don't listen to him, he crazy.
And they possibly did the same thing with Tony Morris, like, and then dropped that. Oh, you don't have to count time anymore.
Yeah, like they're
like, you gotta get out of here.
They know they corrupt. They ain't no different from the owners of any other big corporation. These people know what they're doing. I
do think that they know to an extent, but you don't think that maybe they believe some of the teachings?
What do y'all think in the comments?
Okay, let us know in the comments. Tell us what you guys think.
They know what they doing.
I feel that way In part.
This is all right. Remember how we talk about his steps to the recovery?
Babe. Don't even start.
Basically, like, yeah, it's levels to this. As you can tell, I was the one that woke up originally, and then somebody else started waking up later. So
really?
I'm a little bit, a few more steps ahead. I'm not buying it. They know they are corrupt. We know they corrupt.
A few steps ahead.
Yeah, so
really?
Maybe in a few months from now, it might be a different video. And Lexi is like, you know what they are.
I do partially think that, not partially. I do think that they are corrupt, but I also, two things can be true at one time.
Okay,
is what I'm saying. Two things can be true at one time.
We're gonna be logical with this one.
That is logic.
Owning a whole company to where you have to tell all your workers not to listen to the former workers.
Yes.
Why?
That's where the corruptness comes in.
Okay, well you can't mix toilet water with drinking water and say, oh, it's only a little bit of toilet. It's done. This is piss water. You don't need to drink it. You can't be like, well, it's a little pissy, a little bit of ice mountain. You know what I'm saying?
But it is true.
No, it's a straight up piss water. Even
you see the people who see things in black and white and who sees the gray areas.
It's called logical.
It's called balance.
And it's called emotion. Like, well, I mean, no. Straight to the point. They are corrupt. And all right, so back to the story. What I don't understand is where, before the meeting we prayed for Jehovah's Holy Spirit. Where was it?
Let's not even talk about that, because literally, like, that every time something goes right, it's because Jehovah has their back.
Yep.
When something goes wrong, it's immediately Satan. And that's another thing that is so frustrating. Same thing happens if you leave. Like, if you leave and you have blessings, that's Satan blessing you.
Yep.
But if you go back and, like, there's bad things happening, that's Satan trying you because you're trying to do better.
You know
they always have an excuse.
And then think of this. If this bombing happened at a church, what would the Jehovah's Witnesses say about it? That was Jehovah getting ready that we're in the last days. He's wiping out the Babylon the Great. But since it happened at a Kingdom Hall, now it's Satan. Which is it?
Yes, exactly. And that's they're just not logical in a lot of things that they do, and they use whatever little thing that happens and turns it into whatever benefits them. So this whole thing, they're going to turn it and say, oh, well, these are the last days. Like, Jehovah's Witnesses are under attack. When in reality, I'm sorry, but this is just the life that we are living right now. Like, there are bad things that happen to every religious group. This is not the first religious group that has been under attack.
Right. In
centuries. You know what I mean? This has been happening since the beginning of religion.
Right.
Sometimes religion is under attack. Same with schools. Sometimes schools have a school shooter. They're unfortunate circumstances, but let's not act like you are above these circumstances.
Walmart. Stuff happen at Walmart. Stuff happen at the club every weekend.
Yes.
Like, no matter where you look at it in life, I hate to put it like this, but life is not made to be perfect as we was taught.
Not this life.
Yeah, like life is supposed to be. Unfortunately, this is what builds character. And you think of us as individuals, some of our worst situations made us wise or made us stronger, or it gave us the wisdom we need to help another person when we see them going through a situation. Or think of somebody else's. You think you got something bad, and they tell you, "Man, I had this happen." And you like, "Well, dang, I thought I had." So, and this is kind of the purpose of life as a whole. You gotta have a yin and yang. You got good things in life, you got bad things in life.
It's just balance.
Yeah, and unfortunately bad things happen in life, but we can't sit and act like, well, bad things shouldn't happen to us because we're such and such, and it only should happen to others. No, bad things
happen to everybody. The best of people, like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, witnesses are depressed just like everybody else. They grieve like everybody else.
Yeah.
They got happiness like everybody else. They got stress. Absolutely. They got every emotion just like everybody else. But witnesses are taught that, we are special. We have, a higher seat than everybody else. That's not true.
No, it's just not true. And we have really come to learn, like, just like I said, balance. You know what I mean? If there was no bad, you wouldn't know what good is.
Right.
Like,
that's true.
On a deeper level, let's be for real. If things were all good all the time, you would have no idea what something bad is. You cannot have light without dark, okay? Like, these are just normal things in life. And as we grow, we learn how to process these things better. You learn how to process your emotions better, so that now you're more tolerant to whenever bad things happen to you. You know, you don't look at it all the time like, oh, this bad thing happened to me, I wish it would have never happened to me. It's like, no, this bad thing happened to me, and now that's my testimony, and I'm built for this. Like, I can get through this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why we always say we don't regret being Jehovah's Witnesses. Like, this is something that really built us up and made us be able to look at the whole world with a different set of eyes, it feels like.
And different point of view. Yeah,
and now the truth is, it is our testimony. You know, we know something that like a large portion of the world we're not exposed to, you know, so.
Yeah, that's just something we had to touch on right quick.
Yeah.
But yeah, just the whole situation is sad, and it's no telling what type of stories they coming with at the hall right now on why this happened. And even one of the times when me and a family member, when I woke up and he had found out, and he was like, you don't feel like things are getting worse, and I'm like, slavery was pretty bad. Like, I mean, the 60s and the 50s and the 1940s, that was bad.
Yeah.
Like drinking, you couldn't drink out of certain water fountains. That was bad. Like
your family getting lynched.
Yeah, like people, them feeding babies to alligators, like stuff like that. Life has always been bad.
Yeah.
And the witnesses try to paint this picture that things is getting worse. Things have always been bad.
It's not just the witnesses, though. A lot of religious groups believe that. And I think now, I always look at it from a different lens. And now things are just televised more. We know things more because of social media. We know things more because of the news. But think back to even biblical times. Like, people were getting stoned. People were hung on crosses.
Yeah, like things it's always been bad.
Yes, leprosy. Like, let's not act like at some point everything was just like roses and butterflies. You know what I'm saying? So even if the stories in the Bible are true, like Adam and Eve, they had a very short time period where things were perfect.
Right, if that's what you believe in.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can't sit here and act like this is the end of the world because this stuff right here happened. Like, this stuff they was bombing was it Tulsa, Oklahoma, and you had Oscarville down in Georgia. Like, this massacres have been happening.
Massacres everywhere, especially here in the United States. Like, there's just been a ton of massacres, and it's just sad because this is like the second one this year that has been known to us. There was one back in March too with the
shooting in Germany.
Yeah. So it's just. It's sad. Yeah.
Yeah, and they even them teaching that at the end of the world people are going to attack Jehovah's Witnesses, but in reality humans are being attacked.
Yeah.
In general.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just like a focal on, all right, it's just the witnesses.
Yeah, because as a whole, the world right now is like just low vibrational, you know what I'm saying? So like, people are operating out of their ego. People don't know how to process their emotions. They don't know how to be tolerant of other people. So
families are broken apart. Like, a lot of structure is just gone.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all we wanted to talk about today.
Yeah, just a quick little discussion for y'all.
Yes, we will be back later in the week with another topic.
Oh yeah, we always got a good one for them. So make sure y'all like, make sure y'all comment, and make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. And we'll catch y'all on the next time.
See ya.
Peace.